Looks like you barely survived your last battle, but with some training, you'll become a force to be reckoned with. Let's get started. The elves of Llanowar are impressive warriors. Perhaps one of them will help us practice.
The forest belongs to the elves.
She seems like an enthusiastic teacher. You'll need to draw mana from lands to cast your spells.
Hello and welcome to Two Indoor Gaming, and today we are starting a new series, Magic: The Gathering Arena. Now, Magic: The Gathering has been around for a long time now. It's 20-25 years or so. And they've recently released the beta for their arena version, which is helping a whole new generation get into the game, but also reawakening players that have left it for a while, maybe found it a little expensive buying the real cards or whatever. They can get their fix now without spending exorbitant amounts of money. It is free to play. You obviously have pay options, but you don't need to spend a cent. So I thought for some of the people who follow my channel probably may have no experience with it, so I'm just going to go through the tutorial and we'll see how it pans out. It's got a pretty good tutorial, I think, to spell out some of the mechanisms for the game. I have my son who plays with the real cards, who's taught me how to play, so I knew a little when I started on Arena, but it did help me with my knowledge even then. So the first thing we have to do is play a land. This is your mana base. It's like, if you think of spell points, having this down enables you to do anything. So I've got a card here. It's got these two sun symbols on it. That means it needs 2 planes. See how it's got a little sun on it? The plane has a sun, that's a symbol. I need 2 of those cards before I can play it. I don't have the sort of spell points to spell. Now, there are 2... When you play a card, a creature card, that's actually known as a creature spell. I got a little confused with that initially. It is a spell to play a card. Yeah. So if I play my second planes, now I have two mana, or mana, built up. So I can now have the resources to play Shrine Keeper. So it's a human cleric. And he's got 2/2. That's his attack power and that's his defense. So anything that attacks him with 2 can kill him. 2 or more. And he can kill anything that's 2 or more damage, or do damage to the opponent player.
To fight for you.
Okay. So each turn you draw from your deck over here, and that's shuffled, so it's random. If you're lucky, you'll get what you need. If you don't, you won't. Each turn you can play 1 land if you've got it. So if both of these cards were lands, I couldn't play them both. I can only play 1 a turn. So I put that 3rd one down. That means I now have 3 mana, but it only needs 2. So I've still got 1 in reserve. And if I had a second spell that only took 1, I could play it as well. Summoning Sick. Creatures can't attack on their first turn. That's one thing. Unless they have something called Haste, which comes in the flavor text. Then you can play them as soon as you put them on the board. So he's got 2 and 2. There's no defenders. So presumably, if I send to attack, it will do 2 damage, unless she has a counter spell. Something that can block this with her cards, an instant card. So yes, so power and toughness. So how much damage and how much defense. But there's nothing there. Once you use a card, it's tapped.
We're going to pay for that.
So you can only use it once unless the card has some special text that says you can use it again. So what that means now, because my card is tapped, during her turn, if she was to attack, then this one would not be able to block. Okay, so I didn't get any more mana, but I did get an extra creature card that takes 3 mana, of which I have. Yay! So I can play it. And it's slightly more powerful. Now, if I attack with both of these creatures, she can defend with hers, which means it will destroy. They'll mutually destroy each other. But the other one would get through. I don't think you're allowed to attack with one here because it's the tutorial. It makes you want to attack with both. So they blocked. So you don't have to block. You can choose to block. She has chosen to block. So like I said, they will destroy each other. Well, and both die. Like so.
Ah! Admirable. Pity I have to crush you.
Yes, yes. Oh, now they've got a big creature coming out. 4/4.
That's a big problem.
Yeah, I think. And all I got was extra mana. So I can play that. Hopefully next turn.
If you attack now.
Hopefully next turn I'll get something to use all this mana on. At the moment it's wasted, my mana pool. So they want me to not attack, otherwise it'll destroy my creature.
You've shown spirit, but I will show you strength.
Whoa. So she played a spell and it's boosted it till the end of the turn. We have a look over here. Target creature gets 4/4 until the end of the turn, thus making them.
One of your creatures can block it.
They could kill me in one blow unless I choose a block. So I'll choose the lesser card, because he's got 3 attack, to block it. Now it doesn't matter that it only blocked 2 damage, unless he's got something called Trample, it blocks all the damage. One card.
Still recovering.
Take Vengeance, destroy target. This is a sorcery. So it's not a permanent spell, it's just a once off spell, but I can destroy target tapped creature. And he's tapped because he attacked.
You're not making
the ultimate revenge. And now I can attack again, and they're down to 1 life. Oh, not enough mana to play 2 cards at once.
Cast the spell. Clear a path to finish her.
Tap all creatures your opponents control with toughness 2 or less. Very handy spell. Because they're tapped, they can now not block. So I can attack freely. And finish her off. Bye!
Well fought, outsider.
So pretty good tutorial, just giving you some of those basics, what attack and defense is, about blocking, and about your mana pool. That's what they call your available mana to play. Oh, and I unlocked a special card. Woohoo! Good thing about Arena is it gives you extra cards, but also it gives you decks to play, so you don't have to learn how to construct your deck, which is a whole nother level.
Battle another planeswalker, you've got to be prepared for anything.
Yes, okay.
I know a guy on Ravnica that can teach you everything you need to know about tactics.
Okay. Pretty.
Surprise attack!
Right. Goblin decks are fun. They rely on lots of little
Yes.
little cards that do a little bit of damage but attack frequently.
Don't worry, these things are basically harmless.
So this one's got haste, like I mentioned before, so it can attack as soon as it's played. Okay, so I've got the same cards again. Which means he's going to get in a couple of shots before I even get anything on the board.
Maybe worry just a little bit.
So this is what's known as an aggro deck. It's very aggressive and it's about getting cards down fast and getting you damaged before you get your tactics into play. So let's get a blocker out here. Okay, so we want to block at least one of them and get them off the board. The problem here is if he's got a buff card, which just means something that can beef up the stats on their card, then I could be falling into a trap. But that's not the case here in the tutorial. They're going easy on us. Oh, that's not so easy, is it?
I've got more where that came from.
Creatures heal all damage at the end of turn. Yeah, it's not a permanent. So you got to kill him in one shot or not at all. Okay, well now we can play 2 cards because this is 2 mana and that's 1 mana, so let's do that.
Your creatures aren't tough enough to survive being blocked. Hold them back.
Right, yes. If I charge in, he can just block with this bruiser and kill my card, and then he'll untap when it's his turn to fight again. So all I'd be doing is throwing a card away. So, no.
Everybody but me, charge!
Alright. Now, I can double block, which is fun. It will cost me at least one of my characters, but if I put 2 blocks here, what that means is they will do 3 damage, which is all he can handle. He can do 3 damage in return, and he can choose which one he gets rid of, but he won't be able to kill both, and I'll get rid of his biggest card. We can also block one of these ones, and he'll be down to 1. I'll be down to 2. Okay, so...
Hey, nobody kills my troops but me!
So that worked. These will heal back up again. Oh. Sacrifice Goblin deals 5 damage to any target. And he's choosing me. Naturally. So now he's got nothing on the board. He's got no defenders. So... did the damage, the 5 damage, but now he's got no...
army of expendable minions when you need one?
Now he's got nothing on the board to play with.
Oh, here it is.
What's he got? Okay. Yep. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 tokens. So they're not real cards, if you think of it that way. There's just sort of... and that affects some cards have bonuses only for non-token cards. But effectively, I have to fight them like they're for reals anyway. Okay. Now I'm going to play this card here. I'm going to gain some life. Yay! And have a pretty good defender. But now I'm doing what's called top decking. I have no strategy. I'm totally reliant on what comes next. Sometimes you just got to do that, but it's good to avoid when you can. Now if I attack, he can block, but he'll lose his creatures. So I will wait, because then I can choose.
Never back down. Never walk barefoot in a goblin warren.
See, if I'd attacked, he could have killed one of mine, but now I can choose blockers, meaning I can put my strongest against his strongest, and I can kill both of his other ones without losing either card.
It's time to bring the pain.
Okay. That's the pain, I guess.
This is going to hurt.
I get another one of these, so I get some life back. Yay. Now I've got a choice. What do? I think I will wait and take out his. So you want to attack all the time, you feel like you got to get him, but this could definitely be the wiser course. Now I could lose one of these, but I will kill his. And then have plenty to fight with.
A good general knows when they're beat, so you should probably give up now.
Take vengeance. I don't actually need it, because I killed him off.
Have mercy on me, please.
Oh, you're not dead yet. So, oh yeah, see now, it's coming up. I can use it because there's tapped creatures on the board. So I could destroy one of my own, and you might think, well, that's just silly, why would you do that? But sometimes there's flavor text. You've got options on here that if you kill one of your creatures dies, it gets replaced by a stronger token. So you can kill one of your own and activate that effect. Because sometimes when your opponent sees you've got an effect, they won't kill you on purpose because they don't want it activated. So you just kill yourself. You kill your own card and activate it yourself. So that's why it does come up. It may seem nonsensical that it should be like, do you want to destroy one of your own? And, but it actually does. There is quite a few game mechanics where that does actually make sense. Now I can use it. Let's get rid of his last goblin and then punch him on the face. Ooh, scary. Like so.
It's the pokey bits that hurt them.
So I played that very defensively, conservatively, but you can see how that meant that I was in control. I could control who was dying when. I could sacrifice my cards on purpose in defense to achieve the aim, rather than putting them in control, throwing my attack at him when he had stronger cards so that he could kill mine without retribution. So yeah, leaving me with a poorer board state.
You're a quick
and
learner.
vulnerable then.
So let's try a more challenging lesson.
Okay, I'm not sure how long this is going.
There's a mystic there who spent his life studying the
maybe I'll do
nuances
this
of combat.
one more, and then I'll do the final 2 challenges in the next video. So let's see what we've got on this one. So we're learning the mechanic. I think this tutorial is good, well paced, and it does spell out those basics, but it's a lot to take in.
He might look
if
like
you've
any other
totally
merfolk,
never played
but his
before.
knowledge is boundless.
But I think a lot of us
Stay
have played
patient.
computer games,
Keep an open
RPGs, that sort of thing,
If
and we
it
get
is
the
wisdom
idea of
you
spell
seek,
points or
I will
energy
teach you.
points or mana, or that idea that you've got only a limited resource pool to do your spells, your abilities, that sort of thing.
Birds
It's just
fly
understanding that
freely,
creatures count as
unfettered by
spells,
earthly bonds.
so they need the mana too, that sort of thing, and understanding some of the symbols. So we play our planes, and we can play our sanctuary cat. Now he's got a flying creature, which means only other flying creatures or those with the
Everything
reach
is
ability
connected.
can actually
You must
defend
understand
against a
air,
flyer.
land, and sea.
And now if he buffs his flyer, as he's doing with that enchantment, he's now got basically 2
That bird can fly
unblockable.
over any blockers on the ground.
Now I've got a spirit creature, but it doesn't have flying, so that's no help. So I can't defend here, even though I've got a defender available. They can't reach them, so there's nothing I can do. I just have to take it. Now I can enchant my creature, making a very buff cat, very muscly cat.
You've been paying attention.
He can defend, a flyer can defend against anybody, but he's tapped, so I can freely attack and give him 3 damage.
Obstacles may block your path, but
Now
do
it doesn't
not
say
lose sight of
defender,
your
but this
true
is
goal.
effectively a defender. It has no attack
Oh,
value,
look at its little hat.
but as for
cute.
defense, makes it like a wall.
Sorry. Continue.
Because now I need something with serious attack to get through and at my actual opponent. And because he's got no attack, there's no way for me to draw him out, so I can double block, basically, because there's no point in him attacking, he won't attack. And so there's no point in me attacking because he's just going to block it. 3 damage isn't enough to overwhelm. I have to take 2 and hope I get something that can either buff up the cat, kill a crab, or get a flyer or something to change things. But he's going to lock away one of my creatures. Now what this means, it's got me locked down. So this Water Knot means I can't untap. But it hasn't destroyed my creature. So if I have something that can break the enchantment and get rid of it, then I would free my creature back up again. But I don't. Ha. I can buff my Sanctuary Cat a bit more though, and I can overwhelm the crab now. So that's nice. So I will definitely attack and get rid of the wall. And it keeps chipping away for that too. But I'm building up a bit of attack strength here.
The secrets of the depths.
At least with the 5.
Wow.
I've got his lock.
That sounds deep.
So can I kill him before he gets to me? Ugh, nobody keeps doing that. But I will get a boost with 4 life and another attacker. I can take out his other crab. Of course he's going to block it. So these are good delaying tactics from my opponent. Giving him a chance, it's just sort of holding me out to try and either chip away at me to get me down, or to draw a card that looks like that.
Big waves. Do not blame the ocean
that
when you get carried
then
away.
can overwhelm me. So that delaying tactic is played out
So
quite well.
majestic.
But now I get my flyer. Yay! Enchanted creature goes 3/3 and has flying. So let's make the cat fly. Woo. And now it's strong enough to take out anybody. Now, this is the thing. He can block only with the gull, but if I play this one as well, he can crush them. So I will just play the cat. So by clicking on there, it just chooses that one attacker. He can't block, of course, he's tapped. Now he's in trouble. Because I can block this, sacrifice this creature, just for safety. I don't like getting too low. But I've got that 8 character, he's tapping his flyer again, so that will overwhelm him. Unless this card has some magic properties
The student
that I don't
is a
know
river.
about.
The teacher is an ocean. The master is also an ocean.
Wait, what? That one sounds a bit fishy.
Yeah, that was too deep for words. Oh, he's got another one. But that's okay, because I've got
The mystic I was
what I
thinking
need.
of isn't even a merfolk.
what I need and more. Because he can't defend against this. It doesn't matter how bigger numbers he's got here. He can't block. And that means he's dead.
It was fun while it lasted.
So you're playing that risk. I could have left that block. It would have put me down low to 3, but I would have retained 2 creature cards. And sometimes you do that. It doesn't matter how low your score is when you die, when the opponent dies, just as long as they die first. So you can play that. Sometimes it's better just take the damage, so you keep your creatures in play, and giving yourself more options and a more sort of backup in case they're holding a card that you need to be ready for. Cool, so we've unlocked a couple of extra cards that'll come up for use in the next part of the tutorial, but I'll finish this episode here. So that's parts 1, 2 and 3 of the tutorial. I hope it's helpful. If you've been interested but felt a little daunted about getting into Arena, I would encourage it. You'll get to go through this tutorial to help you sort of reinforce what you've seen. But yeah, I love this game. I love to play it. It's really good because I can just hop on and play a quick hand when I don't have a lot of time for getting into big Minecraft session or Creativerse or something. This is really good and fun, and Arena really does. It's really designed to get people into the game. So they give you a pretty good ride in to the point of creating decks for you and unlocking new decks as you start playing and all that sort of stuff, so that you get a bit of variety and learn your play style, and that'll come into play. I'll talk a little more about that later. Okay, thanks for watching.